Well, my buddy Chad hooked it up with a freebie. We got a second one in the collection. If you guys remember, the other one had a cracked blister, which I was fine with, but now we can open it up. But of course, you guys are here to know what the status of the TEX RACKS display is. You guys want to stay tuned for this one. It is interesting, but of course, as always, welcome back to the channel.
Let's go. Zooming on the floor. Mustangs and more. My garage, my goal. Let's go.
All right, so here are my M2s on the display. Of course, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for removing the covers on the M2s. Now it's going to introduce dust, which I'm fine with. You guys know I dust all of my stuff anyways, and it is very relaxing, surprisingly. So we got the M2s here. Didn't know what to do with them. I still have a whole bunch more to go through. Then we have our 65s, kind of a mixture over here. If you guys remember, these two things were sitting here. We had Johnny Lightning and some green light stuff. Well, we ended up moving all of these because if you guys remember the display here, those were all of the custom multi-packs, but those are no longer because they are now residing in this right here, the 40 rack TEX RACKS storage solution. Now I will say, guys, that episode, there were some hateful comments, and of course, that is just the name of the game. People have their opinions, which is perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to remember this was sent for free for me to review and also use in the collection. I think personally it is an amazing solution. Now, the one thing I will say, there was a question. No one has seen a full one from top down, and this one is it. This is probably the only one so far that is a 40 rack that is completely full. Now, there might be some out there. I haven't seen it, but these are completely full. They are categorized. So just taking this out, yes, there is some weight and it does have some flimsiness to it, but it's not like a deal breaker to where it's going to just snap on you. So no, I will never take this out single-handedly. I will pull it out with two. So if that's what your concern is, you want to be able to just pull this out just like so, one-handed, I mean, that's your risk. But at the end of the day, normal person would just take it out with two hands. But I think it does very well. So it is categorized starting with the 62s and 63s down here on the bottom. And here they are. So yes, we do have a lot of extras, a lot of duplicates. Some of these are kind of hard to find, like this tan 62, the orange 63. And then of course you have your common green ones, the blue ones. But we started out with the 62, 63s, and then 65 coupes, going on to the 65 convertibles, all the way to the 65 2+2s, and of course all the way up. This one has all of my vintage Fox bodies, which I know you guys, especially the Fox body lovers, are going to love it. So there are those. But yes, like I said, this is completely full, 965, because there was a couple that we doubled up, like this GT500 right here. And then I believe starting on, I think it's this one, is all of Bob's customs and wheel swaps, all of them, all the way up. It's a mixture of Bob's and a lot of others who have sent in customs through the years. Yeah, this thing is full, guys. And I will say I did modify the mounting points because yes, the biggest concern was the drywall anchors, and I will agree it is a lot of weight if you figure out 960 cars, some of them weighing between 35 and 40 grams, especially the older ones are probably in the 45 grams. So quick math, it was about 75 to 85 pounds of weight on those drywall anchors. And I did not want to come home and this be laying all over the floor, broken trays, damaged cars, and that would have been a nightmare, just walking in and seeing everything destroyed, holes in the wall. Nobody wants that. So what I ended up doing, which anyone should do if you're mounting something on drywall, is I made my own backing for the studs. So we have this 1x4 mounting to the studs, to a 4x4 block, to another 1x4, and then it's all screwed and sandwiched together. Pretty much a solid unit. But now these studs are the load-bearing focal point of the display. So you can see these are the original drywall anchors that came with the rack, but the top two ended up using 2-inch screws holding it on there. It is not going anywhere. So that was a legitimate concern of mine, as well as a few people in the comments. So let's go back to the other side. Now, like I said, you have 6 anchors. 2 bottom ones are just going into drywall, but the top ones have washers going into that backing, which is mounted to the studs. A couple people had commented if this can even hold the weight, and I had that same concern because, yeah, like we did math earlier, it could be 85, could be 110 pounds, depending on the casting. Some are heavier than others. And of course, I figured we would double up some like we did for the GT500. There was a couple, so it's a little over 960. I think it's good. I really do like it. It's a super cool storage solution, and I can easily just catalog everything because I know where everything is. That's what I ended up having to do, guys, in case you guys were wondering. This is the only one so far that I have seen that is completely packed from top down, and I don't think it's going anywhere. So TEX RACKS, I think you should add that probably in the description of the installation procedures. Is highly suggest mounting to a stud, and if you can't, form your own headboard. That way you can at least mount to something structurally strong. But outside of that, I really do enjoy this. And at the end of the day, they sent this for free, and I am very thankful for it. Yes, I can be nitpicky and be like, oh, the material's a little soft, it's flexible, some trays were broken. And I know it's expensive. I know these are not cheap. They're 200 plus range. Some are, I think, 240 for this style of premium holders. We will still go down different ways to organize a collection. Like I said, we have shoe racks, we have bookshelves, we have some, this is all self-made from using 2 bookshelves and some wood to connect everything and make it a grand display. So there's that. There's this method. There's this method with the PRF dividers. There's thumbtacks. There's pegboard, and then of course just mounting it this way, or jammers. So many ways to display your collection. You figure out which one you want to do. If you're not comfortable with this or the price point, then you don't have to buy it. But I will say, if you're willing to spend 200 bucks on a super treasure hunt, which is, I mean, you can easily trade for one, I think it would justify being able to store all of your loose cards or premium cards or whatever you want to display for the same price. I think this is more bang for the buck in my opinion, but it's on you as a collector to figure out how you want to do it. And I can't really dictate that. I just show you the means and methods and how this one is. If you guys enjoy it, let us know. And if you guys don't want to get it, then you can move on, find another solution, and then we can all just enjoy the hobby. So outside of that, guys, I really have nothing. I wanted to give you guys an update. It was requested a few times in the comments that they wanted to see a post fully filled display, and there we go. It is there. I don't think it's going anywhere. If you enjoyed it, give it a huge thumbs up, and of course, comment your thoughts or opinions down below. It's greatly appreciated. I do read all of them and try to reply to everybody. As always, if you haven't, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can stay tuned for all of our future episodes. And until next time, this is the Mustang Hunter. Peace.